Let's go.
Get your copy of Fire. It's definitely a must-read. If you enjoy hood books, this one is it. Just like the title of the book, it's officially Fire. Get it on Amazon, paperback or Kindle.
The once goal-driven ambitious Sapphire turns to the street life after the sudden death of her big brother Dre. Dre's best friend Devontae tries to honor his homeboy's last request of looking out for his baby sister. A rebellious Sapphire makes it very difficult for Devontae to carry out his promise.
Peace. This is the enemy's public, and I am Brother Nasir. I was pondering some things, just thinking about things of where we're at today, our position in the society, our mindsets today. I used to, as a young boy, I was around a lot of men. My father didn't have a problem with grabbing us and taking us wherever he went. And you know, the barbershop talk, the mechanic talk, even if it's in a garage or in somebody's driveway. I heard a lot of men giving out pertinent information that a young boy, myself back then, could actually apply to my life. And then I used to be around a lot of brothers who were called the gods, who were actually in an actual cipher, building and exchanging information. And not only was these brothers exchanging information, they were not lip professing, they were actually carrying out what they were saying. And then it's my NOI sojourn, being around those brothers. And these brothers is making knowledge born, and they're building the brother on the rostrum is giving out information, and then everything the brother has said on the rostrum is being carried out. Peace to the brother Big Dog Philly OG. Thanks for tapping in. Now, a wise man once told me that if we don't understand racism, white supremacy, anything that we think we know will only confuse us. This is about something that's sickening to me. Us going from niggas to gods, back to niggas again, proudly. Peace to my comrade, my brother Talk Your Talk Media. Thanks for tapping in. And I'm wondering, how can we go from niggas to gods, back to niggas again, and some of us do it proudly? Now, we must also understand how racism, white supremacy works, how deep it goes, and what the system of racism, white supremacy will do to maintain it. Peace to my brother Dre Cobbs. Thank you for tapping in, my good brother. We are dealing with a wickedly wise enemy who plans ahead in order to maintain and keep their system running like a well-oiled machine. With the help of some of us, willing participants in our demise, it's easy to maintain such a system. Some of these Negroes are bought and sold cheap, and some would do it for free. Because not them, we are the gods. We are the gods. In our natural state, we are the gods. It's shameful to go from niggas to gods and then go from gods back to niggas again. Some of these fools would rather be called nigger than to be called brother. As long as you put the possessive pronoun my in front of it, they don't mind being called nigger. My nigger. Some are still in a identity crisis. We'd rather argue about who we are instead of taking care of business as who we say we are. How can we take anyone serious who talks from can't see in the morning to can't see at night? When is there time for productivity? You can catch some of these cats any time of day on a platform for hours. We can catch them. And I ask, how is a grown ass man sustaining his life, maintaining his woman if he has one? The better question is, what kind of woman deals with that? A god is he who has power, not someone who is just talking strong and sometimes sounding powerful. Just look at those who call themselves nigger against the gods. It's like the clean glass, as I always say, next to the dirty glass. The dirty glass, the nigger, they're loud, obnoxious, foul in speech, arrogant if he think he knows something, rude, disrespectful, and careless. That's just to name a few. I could say boastful because they're that too, for no damn reason. God is also force, strength, energy as an attribute of physical action or movement, power and force, one who can exert power or influence, a mental or moral strength of power. Also, an action that changes or maintains the motion of a body or object. We can do that in our natural state. So why would anybody want to be a powerless nigger? Because it's easy. Being a nigger, there's no responsibility because they don't have the ability to respond. You don't have to think. There's no work involved. The nigger is carefree and careless, irresponsible. Our enemies depend on our ignorance and lack of unity. They have, in my humble opinion, gotten their desired results concerning social media. Social media is a weapon of mass distraction. We like to draw suspicion towards each other using words like agent, peace to my brother, dangerous music. I appreciate you tapping in, good brother. I don't like when we like to draw suspicion towards each other using words like agent, sellout, coon, COINTELPRO. I don't like that. But that behavior is displayed on social media daily. Yet some of these terms are used improperly, especially COINTELPRO, counter intelligence program. Now, a lot of us like to call each other that. But let's look at what a counter intelligence program is. If you are a fighter, just say you're a fighter and someone is countering you. They're countering your offense, your defense, your strategy, your ring intelligence, your overall skills. Peace to my good brother, Epic Studies. Now, intelligence is something you gather, the ability to acquire and apply knowledge and skills. The collection of information, that's intelligence. We love to gather information because we want to raise the conscious level of our people. Yet, don't think for a second that some of the information that we get when we go on social media are planted. So we got to be mindful when we're out here teaching stuff that we found on social media. They know we're looking for information, so they're going to give us information contrary to what we're really looking for. Now, some of us trust everything that we see on the internet. And I ask, why would we think that our open and consistent enemy will equip us with tools to change the condition that they put us in? Why would they give us the necessary tools to equip us? I've always said, this is my saying, we got to look inward to get rid of the inward. Nobody's going to change our condition. That is totally and exclusively up to us. And whatever condition we're in today, Today is our fault. A program is a set of related measures or activities with a particular long-term aim. That goes back to saying that they plan ahead. And it's always particular in a long-term aim to cause a person to behave in a predetermined way. That's why I always say when harm is done to us, they can predetermine what we're going to do. Why? Because if you are protesting, it's not supposed to be business as usual to whatever you're protesting. If you got to go get a permit, they're going to give you a route. They're going to tell you how to protest. It's not a protest. Protest is disruption, total disruption of business as usual. If you're not doing that, you're not protesting. So why wouldn't, if we know a program is a set of related measures or activities with a particular long-term aim, why wouldn't we consider that social media is a counterintelligence program? We don't understand that we are in a counterintelligence program ourselves when we're on social media. I don't care what platform it is. The biggest threat to this racist society is our unity, not us merely coming together. We have always been able to do that. But if we are of alike minds, that is the biggest threat to those who want to see us remain in an awful position. They work night and day to maintain this while we are entertained, seeking entertainment through sport and play. And some of us play too damn much. They'll even provide the entertainment in the sport and play. While they plan and plan, we play and play. Gods don't play, which that's what I consider we are. Because if we are our natural self, we are our savior, okay? We are the God we've been looking for in our natural state. If we get our acts together, we are the gods we've been looking for all this time. They had us looking in space. They had us looking towards other beings when the God you've been looking for is closer than you think. There's no one outside of yourself. Especially when they said, God help those who help themselves. We're not helping ourselves, so our condition remains the way it is. Gods are constantly building. Gods are constantly elevating, affecting positive change. Now, if knowing if half is half of the battle, that's a popular saying. Knowing is half the battle. If knowing is half the battle, and all we do is give information and teach, this means that we're only doing half the work. If all we're doing is teaching, we have to bring what we teach into fruition. This means that it's time to do the work, the other half, which is the work. I never liked growing up the word nigger. for the longest time, I've been directed to call someone who looked like me brother. If I see you, I call you brother. The only time I call a black man a nigga is when he served to our detriment. Somebody like a Stephen A. Smith, somebody like a Brandon Tatum, somebody like a Larry Elder, somebody like a Candace Owens. I would call them a nigga because they serve to our detriment. Other than that, it's brother or sister. I'm going to take a music break, and if anyone want to join me, they may do so. If not, after the music break, I'm going to close out because it's sickening to me to go from niggas to gods back to niggas again. And some of us do it proudly. I'm going to put the link in the chat. If anybody want to come up, they may do so. Meanwhile, I'll take a music break.
Answer revolves around your history. So carefully, I dropped it. Know your galaxies and mirage, your stars start falling. So stay in your orbit, maintain to form land and expand using the same. Tells us we your gods in the Holy Quran. Wisdom sent from peace. Now who is God?
We are the gods. Now, we would never know what moves a brother or sister to do what they do. Yeah, we have the habit of undermining that. And we lose good people for it. I don't care. I care, but certain things have to be prioritized. We have to prioritize first things first. If I'm back to back with a brother and we are at war, it's going down. Do you think I care about what he eat? Do you think I care about if that brother or sister is a Christian or wherever else they do in a privacy as far as spirituality? I don't care nothing about that. That's what we have to get away from. Greetings to the sister Shane Walker. Thank you for tapping in. We have to get away from forcing our will on somebody else, because if a poison pig swine eater has the warrior spirit, if that brother or sister has the warrior spirit and they will stand and act on behalf of our people and go to war and slay the enemy, and I got a vegan over here, he won't fight nothing, I'm with the swine eater. If that swine eater is going to fight on behalf of our people, we could talk about his diet and his eating habits later. We have to prioritize things first. We're worried about the wrong thing. Meanwhile, while we have while we're going back and forth about who we are and what we should be doing, who we should be calling ourselves, not what we should be doing as a people. Nobody want to discuss that. Nobody want to discuss no action. We want to just stay there of who we are. Okay, we got that established. Now let's go and put some work in. Let's go really establish who we are. Let's go let the world know who we are by displaying some power. And nobody's going to respect nothing. I don't care what we call ourselves. We have to be that displaying force and power. I never understood someone saying, I'm a God-fearing man. I never understood that. I've always understood that the power of God and the fear of God is when we come together as a people and we force what we want and we force what we don't want. Force and power. Putting the fear of God, us, and others. Anybody who will serve to our detriment, anybody who have it in their mind to do us harm. If they know that we're coming, we're going to take care of business, if we're not going for it, that's the fear of God. A word, nobody's afraid of a word. Nobody. That might put some fear in them. Now, social media has made us anti-social. Not that we don't talk to each other, socialize with each other. It's that we don't know how to talk to each other. When we as brothers and sisters speak with each other on social media, passing on information, some attempting to enlighten, some attempting to undermine, grandstand, disrespect while lifting himself instead of the people he's talking to or the people that's listening. For the most part, I've seen that we don't exercise proper handling of our own people. Yet for some reason, some of us show up for the ratchetness. Okay? We'll show up for it. And that's why people see us in a certain manner and they'll try to align themselves with us based on a negative stereotype. They'll align themselves with us. This is why, like a Kamala Harris would choose Meg Thee Stallion to perform at her rally, because that's how she see us. That's why Donald Trump would walk out to 50 Cent. Why? Because he think that relates to us. I got convictions. I sexually assault women. I got shot, even though I honestly believe that shit was fake. I don't believe he was shot. I think that was a publicity stunt, because there's no way in hell somebody can get shot in the ear and it nip their ear and don't knock their damn head off. I don't understand that. Now, if a nation can rise no higher than its woman, and this is who Kamala Harris chooses to represent us, we are in grave trouble. I'm going to repeat that. If a nation can rise no higher than its woman, and this is who Kamala Harris chose to represent our women, we are in grave trouble. And Quavo said that his environment made him the man that he is today. Again, he was chosen to represent us as males, brothers. Greetings, my sister, the true daughter of darkness. Thanks for tapping in. I appreciate it. We have very intelligent artists who could have not just entertained us, yet some of these artists are very eloquent speakers. You know, and it don't have to be a rapper. Again, that's how these politicians see us. Proof of that is Donald Trump when he was president, he put the smartest person around his his administration. He put the smartest person around them in his administration. He put him where he thought he should be. That's how he saw Ben Carson. I call him Bend Over Carson. That's what he see Ben Carson as. He made a neurosurgeon the head of housing, urban development. And what's crazy about that, Ben Carson didn't see that as an insult. That's the crazy part. He didn't see that as an insult. You're a neurosurgeon. You're the smartest person among them. And he put you in the damn projects. What we see on social media platforms is catching on, spreading, i.e. the disrespect for ourselves and each other, under the guise of passing on off information. Because our bills always turn into a debate. Some of them just can't help it. They can't. And they don't understand that they are displaying feminine attributes. Feminine attributes. And I don't see, I take that back because I don't even see women behaving like this on social media. I don't see women, not where I go. I don't see any women behaving like some of these men do on these platforms. I'm not going to put that on the sisters, but it is effeminate behavior. You know, some of them trying. My brother, Braun Flat Power God, thanks for tapping in, family. Some of them trying so hard to sound tough, trying to convince the panel and the listening audience to chat, you know, that they're from the streets. A real nigga by reinforcing negative stereotypes of our people. Even they'll incriminate themselves with crimes. They said they sold drugs, they moved weight. You know, that's what they feel they're relating to our brothers and sisters. These are the types who spend hours talking to our people. And a lot of us, we show up for it. But in our natural states, we could affect a positive change with our people overnight. It could be done overnight in our natural state. A nigga, again, they're carefree and they're careless. You don't have to work. There's no expectations. Nobody expect a nigga to do nothing. But what they do, not the term of endearment that we use today. And it should have never became a term of endearment. Whatever our enemy said to us, we shouldn't accept. Whatever our niggas fed us, our enemies fed us, pardon me, we should never accept nothing they fed us, nothing they said to us, nothing they call us. We should never accept that. Shun everything that they ever said, called us, gave us, because if you look, we prove that we are the gods. Look at all the inventions. Essential. Everything that we ever brought to the United States in as far as an invention are essential. We needed it. It was a necessity, and that's how we invented, through necessity. And then we'll improve on that necessity. We'll even improve on that necessity. If we didn't invent the thing, we'll grab it and say, look, I think it'll work better this way. We'll make an improvement of that already invented something. Can you imagine a sister, a god? She's a god too. Afraid of what's going on outside her home. So what do? Put cameras around her homes and hook it up to a TV so she can see outside her home. A sister first did that. Among other things. So we are the gods. We shouldn't go back to being no damn niggas. Proud niggas. Some want to be wild. When we taught the whole damn world civilization, but some of us want to be wild niggas. Some of us want to be wild Indians. When you heard those Indians yelling and screaming when they were slaying the enemy, that don't make them wild. It don't make them wild. It make them warriors. There was a rebel yell. Understand what a rebel yell is. It don't make them savages. It don't make them wild. They were slaying the enemy when they was doing that rebel yell. Understand that. There's nothing savage about our people. We can behave that way sometimes, but in our natural state, there's nothing savage about us. Some of us are just other than ourselves, and some of us just natural warriors. Some of us would just do it. Well, I'm not going to stay long. I want to thank everyone for joining me this evening. I want to thank my brother. He said the most hated, but I love my brother, Bronx Flat Power God. They make, all except me. You're not the most hated to me, brother. All except me. My brother, Big Dog Philly OG. My sister, the true daughter of darkness. My sister, Sharon Walker. My brother, Dre Cobbs. My brother, Dangerous. My brother, Talk Your Talk Media, Greedy Vegan. My brother, Epic Studies. I want to thank you all for coming through, hanging out with me for a little while as I express my sickness of us going from niggas to gods, back to niggas again, proudly. And I wanted to tie that in to being a counterintelligence program. They countered our intelligence. We have to go and do the research. When we see stuff, we need to go and dig deep to the origin of things instead of looking at the branch knowledge. We need to go to the root. What you see on a tree is obvious, yet we need to go to the root of what we see. When we see stuff on social media, before we decide to present it to our people, we need to do better research. As a matter of fact, we need to do research, because if you took the first thing you seen and you presented it, you didn't research. Read is the buying back to do things repetitive. If you didn't do that, if you didn't scroll down and dig deeper into your studies when you was looking for information, you didn't do research. We need to do better when we present stuff to our people. This is your brother Nasir. This is the Enemy's Public. Like, share, subscribe, leave a comment in the comment section. And until next time. Peace. This is your brother Nasir. Now I'm live. I want to thank everyone for coming out and joining me this evening. This was a replay of going from niggas to gods, back to niggas again, which in my humble sentiment is sickening. We're not supposed to go one step forward and two steps backwards, because that's no progress. We need to understand that. Before I go, I'd like to thank my brother, Talk Your Talk Media, my comrade, my brother, Talk Your Talk Media, Hurricane JW, my brother Big Dog Philly OG, my sister Goddess D of Love, my brother Cuban Crisis, Shank Rock. Thank you for joining me this evening, brother. I appreciate it. Did I say Hurricane JW? I think I did, but I'll say it again. Thank you for joining me. I appreciate it. It's just that we have to be mindful of what we present to our people and what we put in our minds and our thinking. Because what we learn and what we teach our people, they will actually give it to the world. And we have to be mindful of that. Until next time, this is the Enemy's Public. I am Brother Nasir. Like, share, subscribe. Leave a comment in the comment section. Peace.